Greetings to all the young learners. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of SRN International School. I am Pallavi Tandon, Faculty of English at SRN International School situated in Jaipur, Jaipur. Today we will be learning about the poem from grade 11 from English 4 titled Laburnum Top, and the poet is Ted Hughes. Let me give you the brief introduction of the poem. The poem Laburnum Top is written by Ted Hughes. It is about a repaying relationship between the laburnum tree and the goldfinch bird. The tree is yellow, silent and death-like, and is made alive by the bird and her young ones. The yellow bird has her shelter on the tree, where she feeds her young ones. But as soon as the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death-like again. The central idea of the poem. The poem symbolizes the hardships in life. It is an afternoon in the month of September and there is silence. And suddenly a goldfinch appears and the silence breaks into sound of twitching of wings and chirping. The poem, The Laburnum Top, is really a very beautiful poem in which the poet has used the laburnum tree and goldfinch as a symbol of life and its fluctuations. In this poem, the poet describes how the visit of a goldfinch changes the laburnum tree. The goldfinch transforms the tree and makes it come alive as the chicks of the goldfinch start to rustle and chirp on seeing her. Once the goldfinch leaves the tree, it becomes quiet and still again. The laburnum tree symbolizes the pattern of our life in general, which is usually dull and inanimate. The goldfinch breaks the usual pattern and makes it lively. Without the goldfinch, the laburnum tree is just like another tree. In other words, it is the attitude of a person towards life that makes life meaningful and worth living. Now let us know about the poet Ted Hughes. Ted Hughes. He was born on 17th August 1930 in United Kingdom and he died on 28th October 1998 in North Tawton in United Kingdom. As far as his education is concerned, he sought education in Pembroke College, University of Cambridge. His spouse was Carol Orchard. And if we talk about the awards, he has received Costa Book of the Year Award and Guggenheim Fellowship for Creative Arts, US and Canada, and Guardian Children's Fiction Prize Award. Now let us start with the paraphrasing. Let me read out stanza 1. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. A few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. In the above lines, the poet says that he saw a laburnum tree whose leaves were yellow. The tree's top is still and silent in the daytime of September month. It is autumn season and all the seeds of the tree had fallen. The poet has used the word yellow for leaves and sunlight. Yellow symbolizes silence, death and beauty. He describes the whole scene of the tree with this color. So we can say that poet describes a beautiful sunny autumn. The laburnum tree is silent and still. It is laden with yellow leaves and yellow flowers in September, and its leaves have turned yellow because of the autumn season, and all its seeds have fallen. Stanza 2. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. Then, sleek as a lizard, and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness and a machine starts up. of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trillings. The whole tree trembles and thrills. As given in this stanza, a goldfinch bird comes to the end to the death-like scene of the tree and makes a sudden chirrup sound. The bird, while being rapid, alert, and precautious like a lizard, sits on the branches of the tree. As she moved towards the thickness of the branch, her younger ones started chirruping and doing vibration with wings, making a sound like a machine. Because of the movement of the bird and her young ones, the tree starts to shake and thrill. The poet has given two opposite sceneries of the tree. The tree first being death-like and still, and then giving life and shelter to bird and her young ones. Remember, students, as the goldfinch alights on the laburnum tree, making short, high-pitched sound, on the mother's return, a sudden movement stirs the tree. Her little ones are excited on her arrival and starts chirruping. The cautious mother enters the tree with great care so that no predator can come to know that her babies are housed in the nest. Stanza 3. It is the engine of a family. She stokes it full, then flirts out to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. The goldfinch has been called the engine of a family. Just as the engine starts up the machine, her arrival in the nest has suddenly started up the silent machine. And what is a silent machine? It's a nest. That is, the young ones have started chitterings and making noise. By feeding her young ones, she has added fuel to the machine. And as a result, the chicks now have the energy to be active and make noise. After feeding her chicks, the goldfinch flies up and rests on the end of a branch of the tree, her identity concealed behind the yellow flowers and yellowing leaves. Now, in stanza 4, it says, then with airy delicate whistle chirrup whisperings, she launches away towards the infinite and the laburnum subsides to empty. As we see this fourth stanza, which is the last stanza of the poetry, the poet says that after some time, the goldfinch makes a strange, short, high-pitched sound. Then she flies away towards the infinite sky. The laburnum tree becomes silent again. After the departure of the goldfinch, and everything seems to be the same as it was before the arrival of the goldfinch. Now, let us have a look on the poetic device which is used in this poem. First of all, there's the literary device called simile. In this figure of speech, one thing is compared to another. An example of simile in this poem is sleek as a lizard. Then we have metaphor. In this figure of speech, a word or a phrase is used to represent something else. And example of metaphor in this poem are engine of a family, where engine represents mother goldfinch and machine, which represents the nest with its brood of bird chicks. We have alliteration. In this figure of speech, a number of words having the same first consonant sound occur close together in a series. And if we talk about the example of alliteration in this poem, it's September sunlight, or a suddenness, a startlement, and alert and abrupt, or we can say tree trembles and thrills. We have onomatopoeia. In this figure of speech, a word is formed from a sound similar to it. Examples of onomatopoeia in this poem are twitching chirrup, chitterings, trillings, and whistles chirrup. Then we have transferred epithet. A transferred epithet is a description which refers to a character or event but is used to describe a different situation or character. Like we have seen, her barred face identity mask is an example of transferred epithet in this poem. The flowers of laburnum tree fall like bars, and when the bird sits behind the flowers, the shadow of the flowers on her face looks like that she's wearing a mask that she has bars on it. I hope, students, you must have understood the poem. If it has helped you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.